Hello, seventh grade. We have made it to lesson 6-7, which is actually your mid-unit 2 assessment. So today you're going to have a discussion. You're going to share your viewpoints and ideas with your classmates. Are social epidemics real? And you get to decide today. Before we do that, let's go ahead and go into our workbooks and do the entrance ticket for this lesson. This is one of those self-reflection warm-ups. So this is just for you to assess yourself. So you've got a couple questions. Go ahead and pause the video and work through this. And when you're finished, come back to me and we'll move forward. Okay, guys, let's look at our learning targets for today. So today you're going to be able to trace an argument and evaluate its strength. You're also going to follow discussion norms to have an effective text-based discussion. Okay. All right. So before we get started, let's talk about these two questions as a class. What value does the task of a reading assessment have for you beyond this class? And what will help you succeed on this assessment? Okay. So I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video, have this discussion together, just kind of brainstorm some ideas out loud, and then come back to me when we're ready to move forward. Okay, guys, so you have got to read and analyze this argument. Are social epidemics real? Okay, so you guys are going to do that independently. And then when you're finished, you're going to fill this out, right? So you're going to take that article that you read and you're going to fill it into this graphic organizer, the main claim, the points, the evidence, the reasoning. And you've got any questions to record. So this is where you would put them. So brainstorm questions that would help you in a text-based discussion around this topic. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's have time to read through this independently, fill this in, and answer this short constructed response question. And then you guys can come back to me when you're finished. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, guys, so we have a quick language dive from the article that you just read. Are social epidemics real? So this is the focus sentence that comes directly from that article. These examples suggest that it only takes a few people to spread a behavior or idea, just like a disease. Okay, here it is again, focusing on the word that. Go into your student workbooks, okay? You should see language dive, are social epidemics real? Paragraph 3 note catcher. These examples suggest that it only takes a few people to spread a behavior or idea, just like a disease. I want you guys to complete both of these sentence frames with the same infinitive verb or phrase to explore how word order affects the focus of a sentence. Okay, so I want you to use the same infinitive phrase to fill in both of these blanks. I'm going to give you a better definition of an infinitive phrase. So an infinitive phrase consists of an infinitive verb plus any complements or modifiers. All right. So let me see if I can get you an example here. So, so it's an unconjugated verb like to save, to think, to drive, usually accompanied by to, right? Like I just said. So I'm gonna give you an example. So you can't use my example for this language dive. I believe that it only takes a few people to change the world. I believe that to change the world only takes a few people. Does that make sense? So you're using the same infinitive verse, but then you're going to kind of talk with your elbow partner about how those two sentences are different, even though you've used the same infinitive verb phrase. Okay, so go ahead and work to do that now. Pause the video and begin filling this in. Okay, guys, let's go over, we've got a new sentence now that we're going to deconstruct. So hopefully, actually it's the same sentence. I'm sorry. So hopefully you've had some time and you guys talked about the infinitive verb phrase that you chose and how it changed the two sentences, even though it was the same phrase. So let's look again at this sentence. These examples suggest that it only takes a few people to spread a behavior or idea, just like a disease. Okay. What if we took out that? These examples suggest it only takes a few people to spread a behavior or idea, just like a disease. So I want you now on your same graphic organizer for your language dive to complete this sentence frame to compare behaviors and ideas to diseases in your own words. So you're comparing, just like this sentence did, ideas to diseases, and then you're going to sketch what that sentence looks like. So I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video and begin working through this now. Okay, guys, so we are ready now for you guys to actually move into part 2 of the mid-unit assessment, which is the discussion, which is the text-based discussion. So here is the part, this is our, these are our directions, okay? So throughout this unit, you've been reading and analyzing argument articles about social epidemics or contagion. For this assessment, you're going to engage in a collaborative text-based discussion to analyze the argument in the article that you just read. Are social epidemics real? Form groups according to your teacher's instructions and discuss the following prompts. How do the authors of the article, Are Social Epidemics Real?, argue that social epidemics compare to disease epidemics? Is their evidence sufficient and relevant, and is their reasoning sound? Is their overall argument strong? Why or why not? Remember to use details and examples from the text to support and explain your thinking. Throughout this discussion, you may refer to the discussion norms anchor chart and the note catcher that you just filled out for part 1. Here is the question. I'm gonna sign off now because my part is finished. Your teacher will break you into groups, or however your teacher decides to do this. You guys will have the discussion, and then in your workbooks, you will track your progress. So you will kind of grade yourself after the discussion is finished. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. You guys are prepared and know what you're doing. So I'll see you again in lesson 8 very soon.